morning, happy Saturday. Welcome back to another edition of Get Elevated with Gia. I am self-proclaimed G Money. Did you know that, Ryan?
I didn't.
You
No, I
gotta call
do.
me G Money.
G Money it is for the whole show.
And beyond.
And beyond.
And beyond. Well, you got a sneak peek at my guests. So welcome to another episode. For those of you listening for the first time, this is a show about cannabis. We talk about all things truth and clarity. The ethos of the show, Ryan, I like to use that word ethos, is that everyone in the world will have the opportunity to have access, awareness, and education of this magical plant.
Sure.
And that's the platform for the show. So we hope to do that. This is a season about Nevada game changers. And I'm sitting in the studio with someone that, I don't know, it's been like 4 meetings. This is the way I'm getting a meeting with Ryan Bond. I got my spreadsheets over here. I've got my margins all figured out, and I finally got him on the show. So Ryan Bond is the Cannabis, the man of Nevada. Welcome and thank you.
Thank you very much for that very, very warm introduction. I hope I can live up to it for you.
It's just true. I got stories about you, but you know, they'll unfold.
Yeah, good.
Okay, so Ryan, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Why'd you say yes to the show? After me asking, why now?
You know, I would say it's a few different things. One is your message, that you wanted to get out a positive message about education, cannabis, that things go in it. And also, I've been doing this for so long, and I've had the good opportunity to be in the red hot center of both the black areas, the gray areas, and the legal area.
Sure.
So I've seen so much of it, and it's almost a shame to keep it all in.
I like that.
So I almost would have to reverse that to you and ask, you know, thank you for the platform and allowing me to come on here, and share that story that I've, you know, a lot of it's, you know, in here, and it's good to get out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who better? You know, it's funny because I like to tell this story about when we first met. Do you mind if I share that story?
No, please.
Sounds like we're dating. Am I telling you we first met? No. So I moved here in 2019, and I was the tasked with growing GTI, Green Thumb Industries, and like they dropped me in out of nowhere. Like I could have been helicoptered in. I knew nothing. I was like dispensaries near me. That's how prepared I was. And you were the first person to take a meeting. And thank you for that. Like you were right away. You were very kind to take the meeting. And then I was, you know, doing the homework and the cannabis. I was like, oh my God, he's the cannabis. And I didn't know anything about cannabis. And then I walked into the meeting, and I left a medical profession where I was calling on like, you know, top doctors and surgeons and crap like that. So it takes a lot to rattle me. You know what I mean?
Right.
But this is a field I didn't yet know. I didn't really know the terpenes. Like you can read them, but you can't know them until you give them time and you smoke and you experience. And I had heard, you know, from the few people like, oh my God, Ryan, you're so tough. And I was like, oh my God. And then I walked in, and you were very short on the hello. I was like, check, it's working, right? You were like, hello. And then we went back, and John, one of your guys was not there, so it was just a couple of smaller group. And you started going off on that whiteboard. Man, you started talking about margins and this and that. And like GTI did not prep me for all of that. They were just like, go sell some pens, go sell some pre-rolls. And then it was, and then you were asking me about subcritical and supercritical. And I was like, I played it off, hopefully, but I didn't know. And I told you I didn't know. And it made me learn. And it also made me learn about like, what is the game here with the buyer? What do I need to be prepared for so I'm not walking in like that again? Now, it was fine. It was the first meeting, and you taught me a lot. And I didn't think you were a quote jerk, because, you know, some people say, oh, he's talking such a jerk. You were just telling me what you wanted.
Yeah.
Real simple. And now that I've been here, 3.5 years, I think that any pushback that anyone's ever had around the sternness of your personality, because nobody knows you, so it's just the persona, is because they're not prepared.
I would agree 100%.
I see you, man. Like, I didn't know then what I know now. Now I see it. It's like, dude just knows what he's doing. Big time. If you're unprepared, that makes you the jerk, right?
For so long. It's very hard to pull one over on somebody who's been in the in and out.
Wouldn't even try. Oh my gosh.
And it's really, so when I first got in, and first of all, you use the word ethos, I use it a lot as well.
Oh,
and part of the reason why I may have been able to get that first meeting with you is because despite the buying power of the place that I was working, that I am working for, and despite everything that was going on, I had already seen a lot of it, multiple times over and over, and I found out that the way that most buyers were operating is opposite.
Oh,
So
taking the dinners and the fun things first before the business.
well, not even that. Almost, it's almost like a mechanism of fishing, sitting behind a desk and
Oh.
waiting for menus and what's going to come at you.
Oh, okay,
So
yes.
I saw that happening. I'm like, you can do that as a
Yeah.
buyer because everybody
Sure.
wants to, so that can happen, but you're not making the best of your menus.
Right.
So I took an ethos, and everybody that I trained underneath me, I took them the same way. I said, look, we have account managers coming at us hot. Please do the same that way. Hot meaning all the time. You know, if there's a reason not to be able to buy something, I would notice that they'd have no problem going back, sharpening their pencils, and trying again.
Right.
So I was like,
you kind of made them better.
So and the reason was is I had an ethos
Game
that
changer.
I need to be going and getting them.
Yeah.
So I got out from behind my desk and I started to seek everybody. I went to all the parties and I made sure if I didn't know somebody, I would go and introduce, say, hey, I'm a buyer for this.
Okay.
So I didn't let them come to me. I went and got them.
Right.
So now my meetings switch from what do you have for me to look, I already know what I want and I've vetted you out and we know each other. So let's move forward in this mannerism. When you come at that way, when I've already seen everything, it really demands that the person taking the meeting on the other side have the same everything that I've come prepared with. So I think that's where sometimes the sternness gets caught off because not seeing how much work has actually gone in on the buyer side. Because a lot of buyers do just show up and, you know, they
100%.
take
They're
the
as
meeting.
equally unprepared. But Ryan, I don't want to go too far into the game-changing ways of Ryan Bond, just because people don't know who you are yet. Like, who are you? Like, how did you get? So I'm going to put a pin in that. We're going to go all into the buying discussion again.
Got
And again, thank you for being on the show and choosing us now. I think it's a perfect time.
Sure.
That's how we started on that tangent. But I really would love to know your background, and starting with, when did you first smoke? When did you first partake in this beautiful plant?
Man, so we'll go back to junior cannabis, right? Young Ryan.
Yeah.
13 to 14 years old, in a tree,
Okay.
big tree, climbed up a tree with my
Okay.
sister.
Oh.
And
Where were you raised, Ryan?
so I was born in Colorado Springs.
Okay.
I spent a lot of my youth in South America, in Chile. And then I came back here right around 8th and 9th grade of school, high school,
That must have been
1998.
incredible. Or at the time, you didn't know how incredible it was, or did you?
Sure,
Yeah.
I was younger,
Yeah, 'cause
you know.
if you were to know it now, you're like, oh my gosh.
Oh
right?
my God, the experience. But yeah, back then it was just cool, right? I was
Yeah, this is
young.
what you did.
And I was following along with what I was told to do,
Okay.
you know, with their
Yeah, totally.
So, but I spent a lot of time in South America, and then I came over here. Once I came here, I really found
Found the weed. Welcome to America.
exactly as a constant. So we're in a tree, and I remember we have the headphones just like these turned inside out, so they're acting like speakers now.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It wasn't a thing. My sister kind of figured that out.
Wow.
So we had
Okay.
music at a low level, and we had this Coke can,
Okay.
and I smoked it a couple of times,
Okay.
and I thought I didn't feel anything
Wait, you
until we
smoked
got
a
home.
Coke can?
So we used a Coke can and we made a pipe out of it.
Oh, wow.
And then she just put a little, you know.
God, I figured as much. I just wanted, oh, wow.
Old school, yeah, you poke a little carb
So
on the
she
side
had
of
been
it.
doing it for a while. You're making Coke
She
can
did,
bongs or
yes.
whatever. Like, she's no
She was in it.
novice. That's you. She's like, let me, as the older sister, let me bring you up.
It was more like, can I please? And then she
Oh,
really was like,
that,
yeah. And
that makes more sense.
yes. So, you
Hey,
know.
but time out. The setting up in a tree
Up in a tree.
with your sister, like, so
Because
far it's winning.
We told my mom
you
we were
know?
playing tree tag
Of course.
with, you know.
And you were,
it-
essentially.
Essentially.
Got it. So it's Mug a J.
So we come home and realize my mom is home. She come home early.
Wait. How was the smoke? It was good? I cut you off. You smoked?
No, it was bad. It was
Oh.
really, really bad. But it did the job. You know, first time it did the
course.
job, right?
Okay.
So we hit it, and I just remember feeling. Well, first of all, I had been through a DARE program, and first of all, thinking like, "Oh, they lied to me. This is not, you know, all
Sure.
that." So that was one of the things that I thought. And the second one was, this isn't horrible. This feels great. It feels loose, and I didn't even know what I was feeling.
Right. I get that.
Once we got home, my mother was of course upset because we were still out. So she had no idea that we had been smoking. But I'm trying to listen to this lecture from my mom, and all I could do is stare at a painting.
Oh, I've been.
And it had shut down because now I'm like 20, 30 minutes in,
Oh my.
right? So
gosh.
it's like that slowing creep.
Sure.
So
yes,
I'm at the end of
yes.
the creep, and then I'm just I'm staring at a picture, and I pretend like I'm hearing everything. And finally it ends.
Okay.
She finished speaking. I go in my room, and I think that's all
It
I know.
ends.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It
It ended.
But she didn't smell you? Like, you guys weren't a little loud and.
No, so you know what? My mom is, she is a wonderful Catholic raised woman out of South America, to Chile,
Okay.
in the time of Allende, so coming through socialism and communism.
Okay. What's the word, Ryan?
Allende was one of the presidents.
Okay. Oh, got it.
So she came from a different time, a different era, and different people, to where it was very just not okay.
I get it.
And her coming over here, I would say that her struggle with the language, with accumulating to the culture, to getting her education in a different
Sure.
country, probably distracted her from being able to see the nuances, like her kids smoking a little bit of weed instead of playing tree
It's the
tag.
Cannabis now who's winning. You know what I mean? It worked out.
Yeah.
So you went to your room, you were like, that ended. And then,
Yes. So from there, I just kind of knew that there was something there. So I made a couple of friends that had smoked. We bought a couple of 20 sacks and just started to get into the culture.
sure.
And what I call the culture back then, it was the sneak it culture, right? So
Yeah.
everybody had to be as sneaky as possible.
You're
It didn't
right,
matter
totally.
what walk of life you in.
Yeah.
We all
Shame.
smoked,
So much shame around it.
but we all had the same shame. So
Yeah.
it created our own little micro group, and that
Okay.
was where the culture started. We had
Wow.
like sneakatokes and dugouts, and
Yeah, these are words I'm learning here for the first time.
so
How?
these are all pipes and mechanisms to hide what you're doing.
Oh, wow.
So it created this like we're all doing it together essence. So
Sure.
I followed that, with my heart.
Oh, wow.
So I
You
started
became an advocate for the plant, not just,
Very
I
good.
like it, let's smoke.
very advocate, and I have 120% personality.
I know.
So
I read about you.
what that
Or
caused
I heard about you on, I saw the interviews.
so what that caused me to do is dive in.
I get
I
it.
couldn't just buy a bag. I had to know what it was.
Wow.
And I'd go home and research it, smoke it to put it together, started taking notes, and I had no reason to do it besides pure
You were
heart.
called to it.
Called
She
to it.
called you. Yeah.
So I was
Holy
writing
cow.
notes, and then finally it starts to become medical, right? So you could get a
Okay.
medical card.
Okay.
So I went through the medical program, got the
Okay.
card, and that released me to more knowledge, more strains.
Sure.
So I started collecting more strains, and then finally I decided, hey, this is expensive, buying
Mm.
all this. So I found friends, and we started trading, so
Sure.
we'd get more strains to study.
Wow.
I started getting
Were they
into
doing it
lineage.
too? You had like a whole little group of.
Yes, I found a group, and I kind of
Wow.
formed it.
Okay.
We used to call it a buffet. We'd all bring like 10
I
to
like
15
that.
strains, and we'd
Sure.
try different ones.
Sure.
So we're studying at this point, and we're just learning about all the different regions, and we're starting to put lineage behind the strains. Now we can pinpoint where they may have come from. So we put this whole thing behind it.
Wow.
And it caused me to really obsess, and the obsession begot expensive, buying all those
course.
aids. So I thought, well, we should probably start growing it.
Oh, yeah.
So
Makes
then
sense.
you start growing your own cannabis, and then you realize growing it's more expensive.
Yeah.
So then you have to sell a little bit of your crop
Sure.
in order to
Sure.
maintain your grow, and there you have it. You're a weed dealer.
Boom. Good intentions, and now we're on the streets.
And now
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
has its own microculture in it
Of
of
course.
growing. So I'm like, whoa, it's not just strains, it's
Wow.
nutrients, salts, the difference between different types of
So
medium.
you did all this it wasn't a job yet. You were
No.
just doing it. Were you working? You did other stuff. You were just
Yeah,
piecing
yeah.
stuff
I
together.
worked in on the strip and restaurants and
Oh,
whatnot
okay,
while I was
okay.
doing it. So it was a perfect place to sell some of the
Got it.
cannabis that I had had.
Of course.
Um,
Wow. That was all like self-taught, essentially.
All of it, books. There was,
Wow.
a few YouTube channels out there that helped us out. Like
Okay.
Jorge Cervantes was a huge mentor, virtually growing up,
Sure.
just watching his shows. And then I don't know if everybody remembers on YouTube, there was a man called Mr. Green Man or Mr. Green.
I don't.
He was dressed in all green, hid his face. It finally came out that it was Jorge
Oh, I know
Cervantes.
Gumby from the SNL, right?
Close, but this one
Right.
was Gumby that grew weed very
Okay.
well.
Okay, well,
As I always like to say, welcome to the future of cannabis. My name is Gia. I'll be your tour guide.